Who remembers PEMDAS? One person, rest of you blocked out the trauma. PEMDAS is the order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. But we couldn't remember that, so we had to come up with a mnemonic device. Who remembers what that one is? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Does anybody here have an Aunt Sally? No, because they stopped making them in the 70s, all right? They don't exist. You don't have an Aunt Sally, and if you do, why are you constantly excusing her? Aunt Sally either has a bladder problem or she's racist. It's one of the two. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. She's had a little too much to drink tonight. Aunt Sally's the one at the dinner table like, COVID and TikTok both come from please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Aftermath.
About 3 times a year on Twitter, you'll see it trending again. PEMDAS. And every time I think, finally, it's getting canceled. Then it turns out someone can't solve a 4th grade level math problem.
Question that's breaking the internet. Okay, so I'm sure you've seen this on Facebook. There's significant disagreement in terms of what it is. Is it 1? Is it 9?
And then everyone laughs. Ah, this idiot doesn't know PEMDAS? And then I laugh at the people laughing because that idiot is onto something. That's how I laugh. PEMDAS is completely arbitrary. It's not a law of the mathematical universe. It's a man-made law. Just like no swimming after eating or Sharia. For the record, I'm against both. Sure, we use it to clarify and organize expressions, but that's assuming that we even want that, which most of us don't care. PEMDAS is like the type A clinger in a relationship, always asking, what are we? You may say, but Sammy, how else are we going to tackle expressions like this? My question is, why do we need to tackle it in the first place? Homework? Name one other reason besides homework. Go ahead, I'll wait. Oh, look at that. You can't think of anything other than homework. No one even knows where it came from. It's man-made, of unknown origin, like Subway tuna. Or COVID.
What the?
But in the 19th century, it suddenly started appearing in our textbooks. From where? Who decided this arbitrary order that all humans bow to? I'll tell you who it was. In a moment, I have to explain things in order.
Oh, man.
Now, the PE in PEMDAS is intuitive. Obviously, parentheses look separated from the rest of an expression, and logically, what's inside them should be contained, like a dirty secret. It's like they say, what happens in parentheses stays in parentheses. And exponents are obviously stuck to one number, like it's baggage. So it makes sense these things would be addressed on their own. But the real arbitrary rule that makes PEMDAS is the choice to perform multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. The PEMDAS, if you will. And this choice is called the basic rule, or the Becky rule for some of you. The basic rule traces back to the 1600s to a mathematician named Frans van Schooten. Now, Frans was a very nice young man, intelligent, team player, generous, an overall well-intentioned guy. That is until 1632, when he met René Descartes. Descartes, of course, iconic French mathematician and philosopher, famous for the quote, "I think, therefore I am." They met at the University of Leiden in Holland, where Van Schooten was studying and doing one of his favorite pastimes that most of us do in math class, doodling. Upon seeing Van Schooten's talents, Descartes approached him with a strange offer. He said, "Draw me." And so came one of the few portraits that exists of Descartes, as he was known for being extremely picky about his appearance and portrayal. No surprise that Descartes soon took Van Schooten under his wing, bringing him into his elite math circle in Paris, including legends like Marin Massin, and of course, Descartes' known rival, Pierre de Fermat.
Oh, look, Fermat! He has a little theorem!
That's
Fermat, of course, brilliant, but constantly outshined by Descartes. And here's where it gets weird. Because Van Schooten was adored by all in the circle, Meursaint and Fermat allowed him to copy their manuscripts.
I think, therefore, I am unable to shave.
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I get it.
But Van Schooten and Descartes had an agreement that Van Schooten was to help him push his Cartesian geometry across Europe. And so when Van Schooten was ready to publish his learnings from Fermat, Descartes firmly rejected, even telling the publishers not to print it. So in 1646, Van Schooten finally published a piece which was obviously heavily influenced and approved by Descartes. The book was called Vieta, an ode to the late mathematician Francois Viet, whose transcripts were provided by Meursaint.
What's up? I'd like to thank God first and foremost, for letting us do math. Of course, Descartes, Van Schooten, Fermat? No, never mind, not Fermat, not him. Anyone but him. Okay. Hey, this one's for you, Mom. I never do my mom.
Which obviously was a slap in the face to Fermat. And this was the very book that introduced the basic rule to the world.
That's insane!
So we're left with an unknown. Was it in fact Viet who thought of it? Or was it stolen from Fermat? Or was it all the mastermind of Descartes? Well, either way, Descartes controlled the publishers, and this was the rule that he wanted to be pushed onto the masses. But why? Well, take a look at the Cartesian model of mathematics, where everything is defined by its coordinates, whether it's an ordered pair on a plane or an ordered triplet in 3D. Everything has a trackable location. And thus, by launching PEMDAS, they could establish, you guessed it, a new world order of operations. Is that how you do it? After all, Descartes' general intention was to help humanity master and possess nature. And his Cartesian order, including PEMDAS, was part of this, an attempt to control the uncontrollable. So then why did PEMDAS not appear in our textbooks until the 19th century? Simple. Catholic Church. The Catholic Church caught on to Descartes in the late 1600s and banned his work.
Making arbitrary rules, that's our job!
But because Vieta was written by Van Schooten, it slipped through the cracks. And so while Cartesian thought is not unanimously embraced across the world, PEMDAS is. Any questions? Yeah, I need that pencil. So are you getting it? Do you see what I'm saying?
No. I think, therefore, I'm a bore at parties. Huh?
That's kind of self-burn.
Go over again.
You threw the book at us!
Just want you to know, I'm against both.
Oh, really?
Here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. Please welcome your host and future president of the United States, Sammy Obeid.
I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the chase. I'm running for president in 2036.
Hello, everybody. Hello. How are we feeling out there?
Ooh.
All right. Yes. As you know, I normally wear some kind of suit or suit jacket for this event, but our guest today may be a communist, so just trying to play it safe. We have a fantastic guest, someone I've known for a very, very long time. So thank you for tuning in. And, there's so much going on right now. As many of you heard, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had their second child. Yeah. So with any luck, that'll be the last we ever hear of them. This week, Kamala Harris traveled to Guatemala and Mexico, her first international trip, so that she could tell Guatemalans not to come to Americans' border. And honestly, it was a little cagey. The Senate passed a bipartisan bill to compete with China's R&D spending. Yep, nothing more bipartisan than xenophobia. Biden revoked a Trump order that would ban TikTok. You guys hear about that? Now, if he could only revoke the anti-Palestinian TikTok ban that banned me. And now we've been banned on Zoom. The Senate reported on the January 6th attack on the Capitol. It was revealed that the Capitol Police ignored intelligence, and so did the insurrectionists. The New York Post reports that in a series of bizarre texts, Hunter Biden called his white attorney the N-word. And if that isn't the Democratic Party right now, racist enough to say the N-word, but only used to address white people. And lastly, Jeff Bezos is going to space, while the rest of us pay taxes. All right, my tax-paying citizens, are we ready to have a good time?
Yes.
Hell yes. The guest tonight we have coming to the stage. Oh hell yeah, we got 16 in here. We're doing this big. Amazing dude. Known him for many years. I admire him a lot as a comedian, and so does my family. Everybody, welcome Mr. Nato Green. This
Hey, buddy.
Good. Thank you. Oh, hey, good to see you. Yes, BYOE. Bring your own energy. And what are you drinking there?
I made an old fashioned.
Okay. Didn't know you were an old fashioned kind of guy. Thanks for joining. Have you been still doing a lot of Zoom stuff? Are you out doing real shows or?
Yes. I haven't been super engaged in like doing Zoom stand-up sets. I've done a lot of, my sweet spot is the political comedy chat format podcast. I love a chat format.
Yeah.
So this is perfect for me. So I do the Bugle pretty regularly with Andy Zaltzman. There's a British-based podcast. I do the Bituation Room with Francesca Fiorentini. And I do the Last Post from Australia. So political chat, that's my jam. And then I've started returning doing live shows. It took like 3 shows to remember how to do it. Took 3 spots live.
That's good. That's 3. That's pretty low.
Yeah, and then I brought my kid to one of my 12-year-old twins to watch the 4th show, and so she hung out, and I was closing, and as usual, as is often the case, the other comics were younger than me, and my 12-year-old was like, yeah, they seemed young. They were nice, but they seemed young, and because she's a good kid, like one of them was talking about like eating pussy, and my kid was like, this is inappropriate, I'm gonna go in the other room.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's and I'm assuming first show they've ever been to, right?
no, they've been to some shows. I mean, they've seen me at Comedy Day in the park in San Francisco.
Right.
And they've been to some other shows, and they actually, like, occasionally they'll be like, Daddy, let's play your album. Like on a road trip. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know having kids would be like that. I usually hear horror stories of just kids telling comedian parents to quit, but guess yours are different. Yeah. Well, I was going to ask how does it feel to be my parents' favorite comedian?
uh it feels good. I mean, it's like the I think I'm a number of comedians parents favorite comedian. um uh and I'm sorry that you're not your parents favorite comedian. um but maybe if you were more explicitly anti-Zionist and revolutionary, they would be on board. Um, but you know, it's like I I wish that younger people liked me more, but I'm glad that old leftists like me a lot. So you take your victories where you can.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they still talk about you. Congrats, I guess. But yeah, I've always, I've always been inspired by your work. I remember when I first became acquainted with you, you were doing Laughter Against the Machine. Are you still doing that?
No, Laughter Against the Machine, I mean, stopped as a live show after it was originally it was me and W. Kamau Bell and Hari Kondabolu. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah.
And then we added Janine Brito, and then Kamau and Hari and Janine and I toured together as Laughter Against the Machine. And then Kamau got the first television show on FX, the Totally Biased with W. Kamau Bell.
Yeah.
And we all moved to New York to do that show, and sort of Laughter Against the Machine stopped at that point. However, in the last year, so when Kamau and Janine and I toured in 2011, we filmed it, and we filmed us like going to places that represented political issues. It's sort of like the prequel of what became Kamau's show, United Shades of America.
Mm-hmm.
And that like got exhumed from the sands of time and released as a streaming series on the world's first post-capitalist worker-owned subscription streaming platform, which is Means TV. So if there are pay what you can subscriptions available to Means TV, and you can check out Laughter Against the Machine. I'm told that it has become their most watched original show.
Wow.
I talk about serving in heaven or ruling in hell, right? To be the most watched show on a platform that no one's heard of, but it's great. I feel good about it. I'm glad it came out. And so like the way that we did the tour in 2011 is that we went to places that sort of the inspiration of it was some horrible thing happened in Arizona. And we were like, there are people in Arizona who could use a laugh. There definitely have to be cool people in Arizona.
What horrible thing isn't that pretty much every day?
It is pretty much every day. The specific horrible thing that prompted the tour was
the gender reveal party.
The Gabby Giffords shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then we went and Kamau and Janine and I went and like met with activists in Arizona, and we crossed the U.S.-Mexico border and visited detention facilities, and we went to the largest mosque in America in Dearborn, Michigan. We went to the hotel strike in Chicago. We went to the lower Ninth Ward in New Orleans. And then while we were on tour, Occupy Wall Street started. And so suddenly we were basically touring Occupy Wall Street events, and in the middle of police mayhem and protests and stuff. And so we were sort of embedded in Occupy Wall Street because we were already on tour at that point. And so it's really, I mean, I think Laughter Against the Machine, I really want people to watch it, because even though it's now a decade old, it actually holds up and still feels relevant. It turns out that America didn't solve the problems of racism and xenophobia and economic exploitation that we were dealing with at that time.
Do you and now you said it's kind of like the precursor to United Shades, which is an awesome show. Love Kamau, but it's on CNN. Would you consider that the machine?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, occasionally I get phone calls from people on the left being like, "What the fuck? Why did Kamau do blah blah blah? Well, this is a sellout take. Why didn't he, critique imperialism more?" And I was like, "He's doing what he can on CNN. Cut him some slack."
And Abhishek is asking, where can I torrent this show?
I don't know about torrenting, but you can Laughter Against the Machine. You can watch for free on Means TV. If you can go on their website and say, I can't afford a subscription. Can I watch? Can I have a free subscription for $0? And they'll say yes. So, but go to Means TV is where you can see it. And I actually think they told me that later this year we're going to release it for free on YouTube. So,
awesome.
So if you follow me on Twitter at Nato Green or Mr. Nato Green on Instagram, I will announce it there when it comes out on YouTube. So because we want to make it, as good socialists, we have to redistribute the comedy to the masses.
Absolutely.
I will say, like, one of the people always ask me how it is that I managed to be such an optimist, despite all of the everything. And the Laughter Against the Machine tour is part of the answer, which is in early 2011, Gabby Giffords gets massacred. The Tea Party is running amok. We're all disappointed with Obama. People were like, we had all this hope for Obama and it didn't work out. And then Occupy blew up, and I remember there was one night I was sitting at my computer watching Twitter, and I just watched the feed of when Occupy spread from New York across the country, and people were like, Occupy Chicago, meet at this place tomorrow. Occupy Portland, meet at this place tomorrow. Occupy New Orleans, meet at this place tomorrow. And it spread like overnight all across the country and became this national movement that changed Americans' perception of economic inequality and capitalism permanently. Like, public opinion polls still reflect the permanent change in public opinion that Occupy resulted in. And so the part of the reason that I'm always an optimist is that history teaches us that you never know what's going to happen next.
That is true. That 2011 was the year that I started hating capitalism. So cheers to that.
You're welcome.
This is
it's a Moscow Mule. I was going to guess.
It's just water. It's a Moscow Mule.
It looked like a julep cup, maybe.
It is quite shiny. And so, this kind of just goes to show you have experience in being a union organizer. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Is that the term? Is there a more proper term?
Union organizer is the term that I use most often. To be honest, these days I'm doing less organizing. Mostly I'm a negotiator. So like when union workers go to meet with their manager or their employer to negotiate the terms of their employment, I get brought in to help them negotiate on their behalf.
That's amazing. So I'm trying to get SAG, SAG Screen Actors Guild.
I've heard of it.
Are you available for that kind of thing? Like, I'm just trying to get a couple more IMDb creds.
Yeah, sure. I get that. Yeah, totally. Happy to help.
That's amazing. And so you started in organizing and now you're negotiating.
Yep.
And how long have you been doing that for?
I've been doing union work in some form or another for, 23 years. Long time. I'm very old.
When you were a kid, did you see a union on the street and just said I got to get in that?
Kind of. I mean, when I was 3, my dad was active in the teachers union and went on strike. And so I was on strike with the teachers union with my dad. But, honestly, it's so I am certainly motivated by visions of justice, but we're all friends here, Sammy. We can be honest. Sometimes our political motivations are about justice and wanting a better world, and sometimes we have less savory or righteous motivations, and that's okay too. And when I was a little kid, I was a troubled child. I was kicked out of many preschools for attacking other children and breaking stuff. I was expelled from one school because I would go into the bathroom and pee all over all the toilet paper to soak it with my own urine and then leave it there.
You were always a socialist, man.
So I was people were like, that kid's going to be a criminal. He's a problem child. And then I just figured out a constructive outlet for my aggressions, which is my parents will say that the delight and glee that I bring to when I find bosses that are bullies and fucking ruining their lives is the same delight that I brought to knocking other children's art projects off the table in kindergarten.
That's awesome that your parents saw it. So I guess I should ask you now, how does it feel to be your own parents' favorite comedian? I don't know if that's right.
You know, it feels good. You know, I mean, as an oldest Jewish son, of course, with my parents, they're always like, you know, they'll watch somebody's comedy special, and they'll be like, "You're as funny as Jon Stewart. Why don't you have a television show?" It's like such typical, like, I don't think that Amy Schumer's that funny at all. You should have a show.
Now, I'm assuming your parents are also lefties like yourself. Is that
Yes.
correct? Did you do the normal kid thing where you had to push it even further? You know, are your parents too left for you? Because my parents went so far left that I couldn't even go any further. I had to, you know, start making deals with the devil.
That suggests a lack of imagination, Sam. You could always go further left. Yeah, I mean, you know, my parents were lefties, but they also they don't have quite the same like as I said, I have some level of just like I'm a bit of a chaos agent. You know what I mean? Like I like it when there's like mayhem and everybody's upset, and you know, like there's some union negotiation and people are yelling at each other and freaking out, and people are scared about going on strike. Like I'm attracted to that kind. I'm attracted to crisis, and my parents just don't have that temperament. So they have the same political values, but they just don't have the stomach for like having people fucking hate them the way that I do.
See, I get why my dad likes you so much, because he's exactly the same way. Are you vegan too, or no?
No, I'm not vegan.
No, yes, you're right. You could always go farther left, I guess. So you know, and you grew up in a Jewish household, and you know, you are explicitly anti-Zionist. Is this something that you know, kind of developed over time, or was it just, you know, passed on familially?
I definitely developed it over time. Like, I have family in Israel that is like connected to the Jewish right. And there's also like, there's a generational thing. Like my grandparents, you know, I mean, arguably Israel has always been a colonial project, but you know, the Israel of the 1960s is like, it's just gotten further and further and more extreme over time. And so, you know, my grandparents were involved in like raising money to fund building schools in Israel and that kind of stuff. And I had family members who like went to work on kibbutzes and that kind of stuff. So I have family members who sort of were sympathetic to Israel and the idea of a Jewish homeland. And you know, and my family really comes from that sort of like Jewish perspective that as the Jewish people, we will never be safe. People will never stop hating us, and so we will always be in danger unless we put our own security first. And I understand that perspective, but I reject it. That I at some point came to the conclusion on my own that Jews only looking out for Jews wasn't a real path to security, that what was going to make us safe was solidarity. And part of that, you know, it's like I was in college when Rabin was killed and Netanyahu first became prime minister. And I remember like, and I was part of it, I mean, it just came up again recently. I was part of a Jewish internship program when I was in college. And so this is 96. And, you know, and then was listening to these like presentations by these, you know, like Israel advocates about what was going on. And I was just like, this doesn't make any sense at all. Because so like partly it's, you know, I mean, to some extent it's informed by my perspective as a negotiator. That it's like, you know, because one of the things that I have come to believe is that all negotiations are the same. Like it doesn't matter whether you're negotiating a union contract or you're negotiating an entertainment deal with Comedy Central or you're negotiating peace in Palestine. Every negotiation is the same. And like the basic dynamics of negotiations are the same. And so, like, my first step on the road to become an anti-Zionist was watching people try to justify stuff that Israel was doing, and just being like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, we're Jews. We're supposed to be smart. That's the only thing we have going for us. We're not attractive. We're not popular. No one likes us. We have body hair. I have allergies. Like, I have nothing going for me in this world except that I'm supposed to be smart. And I got these fucking over here who doing the obviously dumbest shit in the world. Like, how you're making me look bad.
Well, I can totally relate because I have family over there too who doesn't represent. I mean, they're in Hamas, but there's many different ways of negotiating, and and you're an optimist, as you said, and what I've noticed is that when it comes to this issue, so many people are pessimistic. Oh, they're always going to keep fighting because there will never be a solution. Palestine doesn't want an Israel. Israel doesn't want a free Palestine. But you're an optimist, so you see a solution. What is the solution?
Well, so here's my take as an optimist: is that I mean, and I don't want to get like, so this is partly my perspective as an optimist and partly my perspective as a negotiator. As a negotiator, what I can say is, once upon a time, there was an Oslo structure on the table, and it didn't happen. And so that window has closed. There is no more two-state solution. The way, like, I am somebody who studies history a lot, and all occupations end. The current situation, they're not always going to be fighting. It's going to end. So the only decision is, how big of a body count do you want? It's not, does it end? This story is going to end one way or another, inevitably, by the force of history, with a secular, pluralist, multicultural state, from the river to the sea. And the question is, how many people need to die before we get there? And that's the only question. And so it's like, we just need to figure out how to move people to get to to accept that there is an inevitable conclusion, and they're fighting a losing battle against history. And in fact, public opinion has moved. Like, the fact that we have people like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, like, being brilliant about U.S. foreign policy inside of Congress, that did not exist. Right. I remember when the voice of, like, the left in the House of Representatives was fucking Dennis Kucinich. Like, this is so, like, I'll take Ilhan Omar over Dennis Kucinich 1,000,000 times over. Like, so.
Yeah. And this is interesting because, I, like you, I also believe that the two-state solution is not going to work. I'm the other way, though. I believe in a 6-state solution. I think that there should be an Israel for the Jews who want a strictly Jewish state. There should be a Palestinian state for people who want to be with Hamas and only be with Hamas. And there's a Palestinian Hamas-free state. And then there's a secular Israel, but everybody has equal rights. And then there's Jerusalem, which is an international city and open to all. And then there's a guest country, like a guest room, like a guest country, if anybody wants to hang out.
Right. And I think they need a state for the Palestinian Christians, which also exists, that people don't realize.
True. Yes, like my grandma, just her.
So a couple weeks ago, I took my kid, one of my 12-year-olds, to the Free Palestine March in San Francisco. And they, it was a good learning opportunity, and they were asking questions, and one of the questions was, they said, people were chanting, "We don't want 2 states, we want 48," and they were returning to the 1948 borders. Right. But my kid was like, "Why do they want 48 states? Like, you people can barely handle 1 state." Like.
That's funny. And speaking of states, I know that for a while you lived in Cuba, and I was trying to look that up on the map of the U.S. Haiti?
See.
Yes, Haiti.
Cuba.
Cuba. You lived in Cuba, and I was trying to look it up on the map of the United States, but I couldn't find it. Am I spelling it wrong?
No, you're not spelling it wrong. Cuba is 90 miles away from Florida. But it's except for Guantanamo, it's its own place.
And I know you like blogged and spoke a lot about it, but I actually never heard you talk about it because I ran into you before you were going there. You were on your way there, and then I didn't see you for a while after. So how was it?
It's amazing. Cuba's a very special place, and like you know that thing. Were you a Harry Potter fan, Sammy?
Not really.
There's a thing they talk about in Harry Potter about how like Harry was the one because Voldemort picked him.
Yeah.
And that because Voldemort tried to kill him, that's what gave Harry his powers.
Right.
That's like Cuba is the Harry Potter and the United States is Voldemort. Like you talk to Cubans and they're like, we're this tiny impoverished Caribbean country, but the U.S.'s determination to destroy us is what made us anything remotely significant. I don't want to sugarcoat it. Cuba has lots of problems. Cuban people are very frustrated. They will, if you talk to them for 5 minutes, they will complain at length about like all the things that they're mad about the way that their system is and about their government. And so there's certainly issues like I don't know if you're following it, but there's like a whole controversy right now about what they call the San Isidro movement and repression of Cuban artists. And when I was there, I was picked up by the police too, and detained because it turns out that Cuban police like have no way of processing the concept of left-wing American comedian podcaster. Like they were like, what are you talking about? That just sounded like definitely a terrorist. So
they heard you speaking and they found you, or
no? I was walking down. I had like an audio recorder, and I was walking down the street talking to my audio recorder, just talking to myself, and they stopped me and they were like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's audio recorders for a podcast." And they were like, "What is that?" And I was like, and I was sort of in the neighborhood where I lived, which is where all the embassies are. So it's a sort of higher security area. And I was like on my way trying to go to see my first comedy show there. Because there's a whole homegrown comedy scene in Cuba. That people off the island don't even know about. So I was trying to go to the comedy show, and I was talking about like walking the show, talking to the recorder about how I felt about going to a comedy show, and they didn't believe me. So they just like they held me at the police station until they could find someone who understood enough English that when I played it back, they were like, "Oh, this is not about this is not about how to overthrow the government."
When they heard it, did they laugh?
No, not at all. So they, but the thing, it's like I feel like the way that people in the United States tend to talk about Cuba is like at a million feet. Like it's like that Cuba's a symbol. We talk about Cuba as an argument of is socialism a success or failure, and my conclusion from living there is that the Cuban people are very much like all people, which is that they're complicated, and that they have things that they like about their country and things that they don't like about their country. I mean, just like Americans, like when like something bad happens in the United States, when people get salmonella from kissing chickens in the United States and CDC has to put out a warning saying stop kissing chickens, Americans are not like, this country's a failed system, we need to burn down the Constitution, start over. Like that's not how people process their problems with their country. And so Cubans are complicated. Also, Cubans are very sexy. They're super into like presentation. Cubans will like shape their eyebrows to go to the corner store. they're in the like iron slacks to go to the corner store. They are put together, particularly in Havana.
They made socialism sexy, is what you're saying.
They made socialism hell of sexy. Like, you know, you hear all this stuff about Cuba being like this austere socialist totalitarian state, and then you go there and you see all these sexy people with tattoos taking selfies, and you're like, this doesn't seem that bad. So, and then like and also that, you know, the education level is very high. And there's no, I mean, I wrote an article a few months ago there's an online arts magazine called Hyperallergic. I wrote an article about Cuban arts, about the support for the arts in Cuba, because there's massive subsidies for art. So like here, if you want to be an artist, you have to take on a lot of debt. Like it's like you can't just have any, you know, that there's all these barriers to entry. And then if you become an artist, to be a working artist, like there's a lot, it's financially very difficult, or musician, or dancer. And in Cuba, there's massive public subsidy for the art. Some Cubans will say that's just for show, it's not adequate, whatever. There's critiques, but you know, having had the, I mean, let me put it this way: for you, as a American comedian having to deal with capitalist entertainment, how would you feel if I told you that every Cuban comedian has guaranteed healthcare and a pension?
Yeah, but can they walk down the street with a recorder?
They don't even know what a recorder is, so they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I see. No, I mean, that does sound amazing.
And there's a guy, so I met this guy, there's a Cuban comedian named Kiki Quinones, and I met him, and he said his job, he's the only person in the world whose job it is to represent all the comedians in his country to the government.
Wow.
And so there's no such thing in Cuba as a freelance artist. All artists are organized into these entities that do productions and give them a steady paycheck. And you know, again, there are challenges. There's people struggle to get enough food. There's a art embargo. You know, there's lots of problems. But there's also, you know, I mean, again, to bring my children into it. You know, in my family, we spent time in Cuba, we spent time in Mexico, and in Mexico, there's this like huge inequality. There are people who, some of the richest people in the world in Mexico, and incredible poverty. And my kids were having seen like you know, that kind of inequality and suffering in Mexico, and then going to Cuba, they say one of my kids said, I think Cuba is the fairest country in the world because nobody has too much and nobody has nothing.
That's the definition of socialism, isn't it?
There you go. So there's a question. Am I allowed to answer this question about about there's an underground scene? Yes, there is. There's definitely a Cuban underground scene. So just for instance, so I mentioned the San Isidro movement. There are like Cuban hip hop sort of broke out of an underground scene. Reggaeton, like there's actually a fair amount of public controversy about the popularity of reggaeton on the island, because there are these Cuban reggaeton artists, and there's sort of a debate about standards of obscenity that are in reggaeton.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yeah.
So there is quite a bit of censorship in arts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but so I mean, there's
free healthcare.
There's free healthcare, but it's like I know Cuban artists who like know the name of the guy from the government whose job it is to spy on them.
Oh wow!
Like, you know, like I people who can tell when the government is tapping their phone. Like we knew who from the government was tracking us. It's just like the surveillance is part of life, and people learn how to work around it. And so when so for example, I went to a Cuban comedy show, just to like use the comedy example, at the Karl Marx Theater, which was the Karl Marx Theater is a 5,000 seat theater in Havana. And it was sold out for a month.
Wow.
and like, and so and the comics were killing, like people falling out laughing, and I'm watching the comedy, and the our housekeeper took me to the show with her family, and she was like, I got you a ticket, but the tickets are for Cubans only, not for foreigners. Don't smile, don't say anything. We don't want people to realize you're a foreigner, because they're different pricing for Cubans and foreigners. And so she takes me to the show. We're sitting together, and she's like translating the dirty words to me to make sure I understand. And the comics are killing, but I'm like, it just seems like, at first it seems to me like hacky observational comedy about like going to the grocery store or whatever. And then I realized that like in Cuba, because the government controls the economy, like when a Cuban comic makes fun of going to the grocery store and getting stale bread, the audience understands that they're making fun of the government.
Right.
So to us, it just sounds like complaining about shitty bread at the grocery store.
Right.
But to them, it's like, why did the government give us shitty bread?
There's a higher social implication that, yeah.
And so it's like, people talk about how Cubans operate on multiple levels, where people are sort of presenting their censorship, but then there's censorship, but there's a black market. There's censorship, but there are people constantly find ways to work around it. And so there's always this level of like maneuvering to try to figure out how to convey dissident messages. And then there's a debate within the artist community about whether it's better to hide your critique sort of between the lines or not between the lines. I know some Cuban artists who say, the censors spend all their time looking for the critique that's hidden between the lines. The one place they will never think to look is on the lines.
Wow.
Because they're busy looking between the lines.
For some reason, I don't think that theory checks out, but that's
they're trying.
Yeah, of course. Well, so having lived there and here, obviously, like you said, Cubans are people, they're complicated like anybody else, and I know you have your qualms with American democracy. Do you see the ideal form of government being more like socialism or like democracy, or would you like pick a best of both worlds kind of thing?
I think I would pick the best of both worlds. One of the big problems that Cuba has is lack of transparency. Like that in order for so for instance, like there are hotels that cater to tourists in Havana that are part of this government-run enterprises, and so you can go. People from Canada or Europe can go stay in a hotel in Havana and get charged $300 a night, and some people believe that revenue is what subsidizes the universal health care in the schools. But the Cuban people don't actually understand how the government's budget works. And so it's like, if you're going to tell people, well, the reason that the workers at the hotel don't get paid more is because that money is subsidizing healthcare for the entire country, that's a valid argument to make, but then you should show people the information. So I don't know that I want to say that I've even become, as a result of living in Cuba, I've become cautious about how much I identify as a communist or a socialist, because my Cuban friends don't have frustrations with socialism and communism. I was wearing like a Democratic Socialists of America T-shirt that I had in Cuba, and
trying to fit in.
I was trying to fit in, and and I'm in a taxi, and the taxi driver says to me, "Are you a communist?" And I was like, yes, I think so. and uh, and I said, what do you think of that? And he said, well, you have more money than me. So it's like that when when I talk about being like a socialist or communist or Marxist, I'm talking about my assessment of the failures of American capitalism.
Sure.
And not, it doesn't mean that I endorse Stalinism or, when I think about Cuba, I think one of the conclusions that I reached about Cuba is that you can point to lots of failures of Cuba and lots of problems in Cuba, but I think Cuba is first and foremost a pillaged, poor Caribbean country, and second, a socialist country. Like there's this myth among people who criticize Cuba that if not for socialism, Cuba would be like the United States, and that's not the case. If not for socialism, Cuba would be like Haiti. Like a fucking poor, plundered country.
So socialism works when people are rich. Got it. Okay.
I mean, socialism works when you have enough resources to make it work.
Sure.
That it's like, I want to encourage everybody to read the classic book Black Jacobins by C.L.R. James that was published in the 1930s about the Haitian Revolution. The Haitian Revolution is the world's first successful slave rebellion. And it's like the slaves in Haiti rebel. They oust the French, and then France imposes a restitution on them, where Haiti has to spend the next 100 years paying back the cost of the slaves to France, and Haiti has never recovered from that. And if France hadn't insisted on plundering Haiti in that way, Haiti would be a functional society today, in a way that it's not now.
That's really interesting. And then so you come back to America. Did you have any appreciation for some of our anti-communist values that you left behind?
I mean, there's a way that like I like food. It's fun to be able to eat what you want when you want to. It's fun to be able to there were times when I was there where like there was just no toilet paper for a week. Like the whole country ran out of toilet paper for a week. And so then you have to
March 2020. Yeah.
Then you have to wrestle with hard questions like, how clean does my butthole really need to be? That you never thought you would have to ask yourself, So it's like there's a way that living in Cuba prepared my family for the pandemic, because we learned to appreciate not having enough. We learned to appreciate making do with what we had. We learned to appreciate being resourceful. And also, we appreciate just like the ease of life, that it exists in the United States. Like in Cuba, sometimes you have to wait in line for 8 hours for something, and there's no way around it. Most especially around food, and there's not easy access to Wi-Fi, and you can't watch anything that you want. So
you also appreciate our government's transparency, like with the capital attacks in COVID.
Right, and I appreciate like that. This is a thing that I have done in America. I can walk into any government, not any, but almost any government hearing, and they have to let me talk for 2 minutes.
Really? That's a fact?
It's public comment. I have a bunch of videos online of this where I will show up at hearings and give comedy public comment where I can roast my political enemies to their fucking faces, and they have to let me do it, and they have to put it on television by law.
Wow! And now I feel bad about kicking out all those Zoom bombers we've had. The 2-minute rule. It's just like the 5-second rule. The 2-minute rule.
The 2-minute rule. So, I appreciate being able to watch whatever I want to watch when I want to watch it. Like, I appreciate all that stuff. And also like, I also appreciate, what I miss is like the sense, that there's a real, there's very strong community ties. Like when we were in Havana, whenever any of us got, if my kid got a cold, everyone on the block knew about it, and like neighbors would be coming over, being like, "You need to have honey and lemon or whatever." Like,
well, let me ask you, because we have 2 more questions before we're gonna play a game, and you being into unions and all. General thoughts on Jeff Bezos, and is all of his bad karma going to come back to bite him, aside from the divorce?
Probably not. I mean, I think I think there's a need to unionize Amazon, but I don't think anyone has yet. I don't think we are close to having the strategy and the execute and the resources needed to really give Jeff Bezos the comeuppance that he deserves.
Do you use Amazon?
I do.
Okay. No further questions. So
I mean, come on, Sammy. I'm not Amish. What are we talking about?
Well, you certainly, I mean, you, like my parents, a lot about the horrible shit that specific corporations do. I'm sure you support BDS, but like, certainly there's companies that have done poorly ethically, but you still buy their products.
Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty simple answer to that, which is, as for someone as an organizer, I think all of capitalism is corrupt, and so it's like either there's anything that you purchase, either there are unethical business practices that you know about, or unethical business practices that you don't know about. The chances that you're going to get something with no unethical business practices are pretty slim. So when I just don't, I believe that people who are making personal choices as consumers, a lot of that is more about personal self-expression than about political power. And I'm mostly concerned about political power. And so when there's a social movement that calls for a boycott as part of a strategy, like people have called for a boycott of Israel, then I will always support the boycott. But I don't believe in I'm just not going to buy that company because shop from that company because I think they're assholes, because I'm not trying to grow my own food.
You don't do solo boycotts, is what you're saying.
I do group boycotts.
And now my last question is, can anyone unionize, and should I be paying my interns in ways other than professional development?
That's an interesting question. Yes, anyone can unionize. I think there's always a question about what's attainable. And so what it means to unionize in some contexts as opposed to others is very different. All workers deserve a voice at work. All workers should organize. All workers deserve more power. Whether or not the form of that is joining an existing union and having collective bargaining, which is what most unions do, is sort of a different question. But there's worker centers, there's associations, there's lots of ways that workers can organize that may or may not be unionizing.
Got you. So the answer is no, guys.
Yeah. Sorry, Sammy's interns.
Fantastic. This is so insightful. We could go on and on, but we do have a very special game we'd like to play. You up for a game?
Sure.
Okay.
It depends.
Too late. He said sure first. Everybody welcome our resident game show host, Keith.
Hello. How you all doing?
Good.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you as well. So we are going to be playing a game called Roast or Toast. Essentially, I'm going to show you a picture. Nato, you will be going first. You can choose to either roast the person, place, or thing that we're showing you, or you can toast, and then the next person, which will be Sammy, will have to do the alternative. So Nato, if you choose to toast, then the next photo, Sammy will have to roast, or vice versa. Does that make sense?
Do I just say roast or toast, or do I then roast or toast?
Then you roast or toast. So you have to say something mean or something nice about what you
Got
say.
it. Okay, ready.
All right. So, 1 second. All right. So
All right.
first, I'm sorry, I didn't let you choose roast or toast. But you let me know if you want to roast or toast this, and go ahead.
Waiting in line. I will toast it. As someone who lived in Cuba, you spend a lot of time waiting in line. You learn a lot about yourself while waiting in line. When you're in Cuba, the lines are not always in a line. What you do when you arrive in a place and you want to wait in line, what you do is you call out ultimo, which means last, and then whoever is ultimo raises their hand, and then you are ultimo to that person, and then there's always some like old Cuban lady who will enforce the ultimo, and they'll be like, no, that guy's ultimo. So I can get down with waiting in line. It's a good time to listen to a podcast.
Okay.
I'm not surprised at all by that answer. And so glad, of course, you stayed true to yourself, because I will definitely roast waiting in line. I'm not as opposed to waiting as I am as opposed to lines. I am a non-linear thinker. I don't believe in lines in general. I believe in more creative shapes. We can wait in parabolas. We can wait in cubic functions. I think the fact that it is a line makes it boring, and that's why we associate waiting with boring. But if we started waiting in some more interesting shapes, then maybe we would enjoy the self-reflection that you supported, and I think we can agree on that. But then again, I'm not a huge fan of waiting anyways, because really you don't need to be waiting for stuff anymore. It's 2021, and Bezos, even though he is the devil, there hasn't been a call to boycott him from the people. So he's allowed us to not wait for a lot of items, and that's why I use Amazon, because I don't have to wait, and it allows me to avoid lines.
Okay, definitely. So, Sammy, for the next one, you won't roast the same one. You will roast the following. You will have to do the alternate to the following picture.
See, that just shows you how much I hate lines. I didn't even know how to play this game.
So would you like to world peace as the next one, Sammy? You go first. Roast or toast?
Oh, I get to choose now?
Yes.
Okay. World peace. I would like to roast world peace, because it's such a ridiculous concept, because no matter where you live, you always have neighbors that want to make noise. Not everybody wants peace at the same time. So to assume world peace is to assume that we're like putting some people to sleep, and it's not going to end well. So we need to embrace that some people like to be loud, and we need to just separate the loud from the peaceful. So I'm into world separation of the loud and the peaceful, and I'm going to go to the peaceful side.
Okay, definitely segregation to some degree.
It's another way of putting it. It's not the term that I would have used.
Is that it? That's all you have?
Or more like congregation of the peace and congregation of the loud animals.
All right, so I'm gonna go to the next photo, and Nato, you have to toast puppies, and this should be fair enough. This should be easy.
Well, doesn't he get to choose if it's roast?
Well, no. So the rules are that the first person would have to go. So whoever goes first each round,
Yeah.
Nato was first, the last one, you were first this time. Whichever one the first one chooses, the second one automatically have to do the other.
I see. I thought Nato goes first every time. That's where I was confused.
I'm sorry. I probably butchered.
Is that that's because I messed up the order earlier?
It's also complicated.
Thank you, Nato.
This is why I hesitated about games.
So I'll say go ahead and roast or toast whichever you like. Would you like to roast or toast?
They should be able to choose.
I'll roast puppies.
Okay.
People think puppies are cute. I think they're annoying. They're yappy. They jump on you. They try to hump your leg, and and I prefer quiet and calm and peacefulness, as Sammy mentioned earlier. I'm in the peaceful side of the concentration camp and not the loud side of the concentration camp. That Sammy was proposing a minute ago. I think that's part of the platform. And people always want to use puppies as a metaphor. People are always, and like that puppies are just like a good thing that everybody likes. Fucking no. I think puppies are boring. They're like, if I want something small and adorable, a child, yes, but puppies are like children, like have the cute parts of children, but then also a bunch of annoying parts. That's not fun. So down with puppies. Fuck a puppy.
Fuck a puppy.
Right, we got Tom Hanks. Sammy, would you like to roast or toast?
I would like to toast Tom Hanks for being one of the early adopters of COVID. He had it. He spoke out. It wasn't in vogue at the time. He admitted he wasn't being safe when people were telling people to be safe. And, it later became cool very shortly after. It was Omar Elba, then it was The Rock, then it was, Trump. And all these people were really just copy pasting Tom Hanks. When Tom Hanks was out there on the front lines, clearly working. He was working when the world was in an early shutdown. And he wasn't afraid of getting COVID. And that's what happens when you're not afraid of getting COVID. You get COVID. So toast to Tom Hanks.
Definitely. All right. Nato, you have pineapples on pizza.
I will toast it. People don't like pineapples on pizza. I'm fine with it. Like I don't seek it out. Like I don't order it, but if it's there, I'm gonna eat it.
Okay.
I will say I think there should be more variety in the options besides just pineapples and ham or pineapples and Canadian bacon. Try fucking with pineapples and sausage on pizza. Mix it up.
All right. So you are fucking with the pineapples on the pizza. All right. And now we have people who talk during movies. Sammy, would you like to toast or?
I would like to toast, and I know this goes against what I was implying earlier. However, a movie theater is a place where we all agree to be at non-peace for a while. You can say, "Oh, you're supposed to be quiet." Oh, quiet on one side of the room, but the screen's just going to be screaming at you. No, I mean, I think the movie theater is meant to be a loud place, and I've so often gone to movies where people's commentary is funnier than the movie itself. And if that ruins the movie for you, you're believing in the fantasy too much. Go read a book. This is a movie theater. It's a public place where we come together and watch each other watch movies. Otherwise, we would just stay at home.
Right. Well, you go to movies for the people, to watch the people watch.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. We got when you think someone is waving at you, but they're waving at the other.
Definitely toast. I embarrass my children and lean into this all the time. Like I like strangers wave and I like fully commit to it. Okay. And I wave back, I smile, I like wave repeatedly until they acknowledge me. I think it's super funny to wave at people who don't know who you are. And it's something that they don't enjoy, but I enjoy, and that's fine with me.
Do you ever once you wave back at the other person, have you ever like made a friend out of that encounter? Or?
Keith, I'm what you would call a misanthropic extrovert. So I don't like people, but I'm really excited to get to know them.
Okay. All right. Sam, you got Anthony Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Roast or toast?
Listen, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I'm going to roast him. I don't trust him. There's too much evidence now that he's possibly lying. and been playing us and trying to push a vaccine on us. We don't know. We don't have all the information yet, but I don't trust him. He hasn't told us anything that we couldn't have figured out ourselves. You know, everybody's like, oh, praise Fauci because he was the one who told us to wear a mask after previously not telling us to wear a mask. Well, you know, so did my uncle. He did the same flip-flop. Oh, but Anthony Fauci, he knows, Anthony, all he does is whenever like, where the world's reopening, he's like, well, not exactly. You know, he's like, Anthony Fauci is like the friend you go out to at the bar and like, the bar is open till 2. He's like, well, actually last call is at 1:30. Anthony Fauci is your last call announcer. And he was ultimately, even when you praise his best actions, they were superfluous.
Definitely. All right. New math. Nato, you have children. Are you familiar with new math?
This looks like some Common Core shit, and I hate it. My kids have tried to show me how they're doing multiplication and long division using Common Core math. I don't understand it. I can't help them with their homework. I stopped being able to help them with their homework in 4th grade. I don't want to be able to do this. This is why I have Microsoft Excel. So fuck new math.
Definitely. That was a roast. All right, we got Muppet. Sammy, go for it. Roast or toast those Muppets.
You know, my first inclination was to roast them, but you know what? I am now toasting to their diversity. I mean, look at that bunch. Not one single similarity in sight, you know? And it made me realize that like maybe I'm like behind on what the story is, but like Kermit and Piggy, actually I was going to say Kermit and Piggy have sex, but these are the babies. We shouldn't go there for this one. But it just does go to show that they, you know,
they're just fingering Sammy.
Okay. Thank you, Nato, again for saving me. But in the adult Muppet world, which we can assume that they are taking on the same paradigm, we should really toast that embracing of a diversity, that a pig can fuck a frog, and the message that's sending to the kids is a positive.
I could not agree more with you. Eggnog? What's your toast? How do you feel about eggnog, Nato?
Oh, love it. Love it. Like not year round, and not a lot of it, but also like real eggnog. Like I have friends who will like make a serious boozy nog with real eggs, and then they'll give me a bottle and say, put this in the back of your fridge for a year.
Wow.
And then drink it, and I have done so. It's a totally different thing. It's amazing. Eggnog, definitely. Boozier the better.
Okay. Shout out to that. Sammy, do you want to try another one?
Or do we have more?
Yes, we do, but
is that kind of like asking like how much more time do we have?
Yes.
Let's do one more round.
All right. We got Disney's adults, and this is basically grown-ups without children who eat, breathe, and sleep Disney. Toast or roast?
Oh, that is not at all what I thought it was going to be. I was about to go into heavy praise, and now I am going to roast. Grown-ups without children who eat, breathe, sleep Disney. Like, just why not have the children at that point? Exactly. You know, I'm just like, I'm not, you know, I believe in people, you know, people want to have kids, they want to have kids. That's great. I may want to have kids one day, not at the moment, but so I'm like, you know, I don't want to have kids right now for reasons. And I don't see this being an appropriate reason to not have a kid.
Okay. And our last one, Nato, Crocs. Are you going to roast or toast the Crocs?
No on Crocs. Crocs are appropriate if you are either Mario Batali or a child. But if you are over the age of 14 and not named Mario Batali, and also not a sexual predator, then you should not be wearing Crocs. There are like an abundance of other types of sandal options available to you that are fine. They have good support. They are comfortable. They don't smell as bad. Do that.
All right. I agree with you on Crocs. I've never worn a pair in my life. Don't intend on. Thank you, gentlemen, for playing Roast or Toast.
Thank you, Keith. One more hand for Keith, everybody.
Yes, you all have a great day. Nato, really quick, what was the name of that book you mentioned about the revolution in Haiti again?
It's called Black Jacobins, Jacobins, by C.L.R. James. C.L.R. James was a famous Trinidadian Marxist scholar in the 1930s.
Okay,
and it's a book about revolution that is actually funny. So, because he is savage at making fun of French imperialism.
Definitely. Okay, for sure. Thank you so much. You all
Great.
have a good one.
Put it in the chat. Thank you, Keith. Who doesn't like a funny revolutionary book?
What I'm saying.
Yeah. Nato, thanks so much for coming here, enlightening us, having fun, playing some games. As you know, I'm running a very strong presidential campaign for 2036. And, you know, your endorsement would mean the world to me, but I know it's going to be just as much work as it is to get my parents' endorsement. And so I want to know if you have any advice for me in my campaign that ideally my parents already wouldn't tell me. And I mean that in the best way. I mean, they have some great advice, but like, what would you tell me?
What I would tell you is to make fun of your adversaries. I would tell you to work hard to understand the issues. And also the other thing I would tell you is politicians always like the sort of like touching homily and like some quaint uplifting story about how you came from humble roots or whatever, or a small town, or blah blah blah, or like, and they want to have pictures of them with children, and don't do that. Like, just fucking be an adult.
I love it. Awesome. And you said we can find you on socials, anywhere else specifically to check you out? Anything you got coming up?
I mean, nothing in particular I want to promote coming up. Yeah, socials, at Nato Green on Twitter, Mr. Nato Green on Instagram. I have 2 comedy albums out, the Whiteness album, and most recently in the Nato Green Party. And the best way to acquire them in order to support comedy is via Bandcamp. So you can get my albums wherever comedy can be streamed or downloaded, but I get the most money if you buy it on Bandcamp.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nato. Really, really appreciate you being here. One more cheers. I hope to see you again in the flesh sometime soon.
Likewise, bro. Great to see you.
Yes.
Anytime.
All right. Take care. One more hand for Nato Green, everybody.
Yay.
What an episode today. We learned a lot about unions. And of course, I want to represent all people in my campaign. So here's my closing remarks. As your president, I will fight for the little guy, but not just the little guy, the little gal, and Lil Wayne, and Lil Pump, and Lil Kim, and Lil Debbie, and Lil Broccoli, and Lil by Lil. We'll do it Lil by Lil. We will lift up this country. Now, I'm a math guy, and if we have the numbers, there's nothing we can't do. Thank you so much. That's going to be a good line, but we need to rally with some really, really strong lines. So I have some ideas. Let me know what you think. The people's voice is obeyed. Huh? We want Uncle Sammy, but not like that, you perverts. Huh? 2 + 2 = math. This isn't a joke. There's no problems he can't solve except his own. And what's a union anyway? So, yeah, we're working on it, everybody. Thank you so much for attending Obeid 2036. We're going to keep doing this. Of course, if you like coming to these Obeid 2036 podcast recordings, feel free to give us some feedback at any time and let us know if there's a certain guest you'd like us to book, because we can book anyone in the world except Jeff Bezos. So thank you so much for joining. Give it up for the KO staff and the interns. Don't forget to not unionize, folks. We'll catch you next time. Thank you so much, and God bless Cuba.
Good evening, and welcome to Unions of America. Today we take you back to the mime strike of 1975, where a mime named Toodles organized a union strike but felt his concerns weren't being heard. Roland Fulton, a confused tourist, enjoyed the musings of Toodles the mime, but he didn't understand the customs of paying for the busker for his performance. Toodles rallied an imaginary collective of mimes and began to strike. Of course, this tourist assumed it was all part of the show, but Toodles persisted, showcasing the group's main gripes with a lack of tourist tips, like being trapped in a system that limits their capacity to grow. This only elicited a series of bemused chuckles and a few photos. Toodles attempted to demonstrate that working together can yield powerful results. By now, the tourist had lost interest and began to move on. When it finally came down to the negotiations, Mr. Fulton thought Toodles was just showing off the inside of his hat. He complimented the mime's taste, but Toodles and his angry horde of invisible mimes did not come to compromise. The movement, it seemed, was doomed. As the tourist moved on, an imaginary gust of wind blew away his imperceptible picketers. The mime had gotten nothing, which to them is something, and thus the strike was settled, and the peace restored. And to this day, thanks to the hard work of Toodles and his imaginary teamsters, mimes still make nothing.
We can complain about all the problems America has, but we were founded by the worst people ever. You know, the explorers, Columbus. I don't even watch Dora. That's how bad it is. The explorers, they took land, they forced themselves on women, and then our textbooks still say, oh no, they were just looking for some spices. Oh, these gents were quite the foodies, huh? Oh, got a little sidetracked on the culinary expedition, huh? Never got as my guy friend, like, bro, you want to go to the club tonight? It's 4,000 miles away. Are there be girls there? No. Buckets of oregano, huh? We're spice hunters, bro. Yeah, right. I think spices was like code word for side chicks, you know? Mistresses, they had to tell their old lady something, you know? Like, Mario, why are you going on those boats with the boys? Spices. You know, like jasmine, rosemary, cocoa, Think about it, spices are the classic side chick name. We got pepper, ginger, cinnamon. Those are stripper names. There's probably a strip club out there called the Spice Rack. I'd put my money on it. And if not, I'm gonna open one up down the street. I would love to run the Spice Rack strip club. Can you imagine me doing the marketing plan? Come on down to the Spice Rack. Tonight we got cayenne and paprika the freaka. It's the holiday season. Come see Pumpkin Pie Spice. Take off her cloves, everybody. Oh, yeah. We got white pepper, we got black pepper, we got red pepper, but she always flakes. We got coriander, who used to be known as cilantro before she got all dried up. And then we got a young mom. This mother looks so young every time the bouncer has to call her mom. Oh, Tara used to work here, but now Tara gone. But you can still find our male stripper peppercorn on Grindr. Yes, the Spice Rack. Come see what America was founded for and bust a nutmeg. You'll be cumin in your pants from parsley, sage, rosemary. Sorry, guys, I put too much time into this.
I was making a salad, and I like my salad to be really colorful. I was chopping up a beet to put in my salad. And the vegetable, not like salad, you know what I mean? I was putting a chopping up a beet. And I was like, let's try something different today. Instead of chopping it up, I'm going to take a bite out of this beet like a man. I'm going to be a man for once, you know? So I'm like eyeing the beet. I'm like, this is pretty tough, man. I do it. I go and boom, chomp out. I look in the mirror, and I got like blood dripping from my face, you know? I felt like a man. I was like, I just hunted a wild beet right there. Man versus beet. Man won. Took another bite. I feel like a man. Yeah. Took another bite. Started choking instantly on the third bite. I don't know what happened. It felt like someone poured acid down my throat. I don't know. I got really dizzy. I got weak in the knees. I kind of fell over, and I reached for my laptop, and I Googled, what happens eat beet too fast, right? Turns out if you eat a raw beet too fast, it releases this acid that can actually paralyze and kill you. Yeah, this is the story I'll ever tell in my life. I was attacked by a bee. I have a friend who once wrestled a bear for 3 minutes. What's my story? Oh, you ever mess with the wrong vegetable, dude? Those beets don't mess around, man.
Your parents still technically aren't in love with the fact that you do stand up.
Actually, my mom was just here this last weekend. She's like, I always supported her. And then my boyfriend looked at me and I was like, don't engage. I was like, just don't. Just let it go. Literally live that lie. I was like, what?
Welcome to So Happy Hour. And now, your host, Sammy Obeid.
Thank you so much. So Happy Hour, dim lit edition. This is sponsored by Crystal Salt Lamps, everybody. Get yourself a salt lamp, dude. Who needs a ring light? Get this, I'm telling you, all right? Virtual comedy is on its way out. Get you one of these now. So thank you so much for joining, everybody. What a week, right? Bill and Melinda Gates have filed for divorce. Yeah, but you know, as they say, when one Windows closes, your computer crashes. That's what usually happens. The PBS Kids channel is introducing a Mr. Rogers spin-off called Donkey Hody. Yeah, about donkeys. And that's awesome. It mixes two of my favorite things, Mr. Rogers and donkey shows. Speaking of big shows, Andrew Cuomo says that Broadway shows will reopen at full capacity September 14th in New York City. Yeah, finally some rent relief, huh? This week was pretty cool. Vladimir Putin played hockey. Did you hear about that? Yeah, he played hockey in an amateur league and scored 80 goals, and there were no survivors. A documentary came out recently that revealed Hitler had a porn addiction, though obviously none of it interracial. Tell you what, he was missing out. He was for sure missing out. This week, obviously, not a great week. Israel and Palestine in conflict again. Joe Biden, who initially said that the U.S. will do nothing, has now declared that we will continue to do nothing. He called it a 2-0 solution. Biden has approved the first U.S. offshore wind farm. Yeah. Thereby securing his lead against former President Clinton in creating blowjobs. Okay. Good news today, the masks can come off if you're fully vaccinated. CDC said that people no longer need to wear masks if they're fully vaccinated, except if your local or state laws say otherwise, which all of them do except Florida, so nothing's changed.
Exactly.
Ellen DeGeneres has decided to end her show after 18 years, saying that the show is no longer a challenge now that her staff has no remaining spirit to break.
Yeah.
This was one I didn't hear about until today. The police in Tennessee had to chase down a zebra after it escaped from a nearby livestock auction. Yeah. Given the zebra's complexion, the cops weren't sure whether to shoot it or buy it Burger King.
Oh, God.
That was the correct response. But we're actually going through a national crisis right now that's not being covered in the mainstream media. So we haven't had this record in 4 decades of the lowest number of babies born in the United States. Yes. And all of the babies were recently found storming the Capitol in January. But here to talk about this national crisis, we are welcoming back some of our favorite guests here on the show. Please help me welcome back Johnson & Johnson.
Woo!
Well, I'm glad that you brought back the experts. Thanks, Sammy.
Yeah, experts, if that's what you want to say. I believe last time you were on the program, you were on record said that we're not some freaking vaginacologists.
Yeah, because we're too busy having sex with them.
Let me vag-splain something to you, Sammy. I know that you have a lot of questions about sex during this pandemic.
I actually, no, okay.
Like, can you have sex 6 feet apart?
Mm-hmm. I know I can. I think the big question is that everyone has on their mind here is that, can COVID-19 be found in my semen?
That's not, I don't think anybody was actually asking that.
Almost certainly not. But can condoms carry COVID? Maybe.
I don't see how that would be a thing.
Show me the studies that say it can't, Sammy.
There's no data on anything measuring if condoms have COVID, so.
Exactly. Okay. So it sounds like the safest way to touch someone right now is with your Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, no.
No. I think people should still wear condoms, right?
Well, Sammy, I thought you wanted to solve this no babies problem.
Do you even care about the economy, Sammy? We need babies for the workforce right now.
Yeah, and that means we could sell more baby shampoo.
Sure, our profits are down after all those people started to believe our vaccines make people infertile.
Yeah, and that's just silly. That's why we put a little Viagra in there. Sure, Pfizer's FDA approved, but does it make you horny, baby?
Is this serious advice? I mean, I don't think we should be encouraging people to have unprotected sex just to get the kid.
That's unfair, Sammy. We care about the people and their money and the wonderful country and its money.
Exactly, Johnson. After our last conversation, we did some investigating, and women have been disproportionately affected by COVID-19.
Okay, yeah, no, I have heard that stat. It looks like you did learn something.
The women's workforce has dropped at its lowest point since 1988. And we have a solution for that because we value women and what they contribute to the American family.
Women can get to work by being homemakers.
Yeah.
That's not a job.
Yeah, Sammy, they can work remotely and make more babies. Come on.
And they have more time to purchase wonderful Johnson & Johnson products.
See, everybody wins.
No, I don't. I think you're actually setting back our nation's progress by about 50 years with that one.
You mean when America was the big top making the world's its little bottom?
We can do it, Sammy. We can do it.
It's a very ironic use of that. Everybody give it up for Johnson & Johnson! Thank you, Big Johnson. Thank you, Little Johnson. We'll see you next week. All right, let's keep moving this program forward. We have an amazing guest for you today. He is a prolific comedian and writer and actress. Everybody welcome Subha Agawal!
Hey, I don't know why I clapped for myself. I'm having a stroke. Hi, Sam.
No, you're good. Whenever the attendance is less than 25, I tell people you need to clap for yourselves. I'm sorry, but thanks so much for joining. Your lighting looks great.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Thank you. Ring light.
There you go. I would do that, but then my thing would probably fall over, and then I would have to use. So I can't help but notice you got some Post-it notes going on there. Can we just maybe pry into your personal space a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all goals, none of which are going to come true. It's a lot of goals. I was writing a movie that's on pause. I wanted to make more merch because the first merch I made was really bad. Everyone's like, we like you, but burn those stickers. What the f- are you doing? Touring, other tour ideas, some short I was trying to make, restructuring my hour. Oh, and then here's not a goal. It just says this too shall pass.
Oh my gosh. It's in the corner,
Just
too.
like a message for the times where it's like nothing's going to plan, but at least it'll change. You know?
That's a good way to look at goals, you know? Like they either get
Yeah.
accomplished or they just pass, right?
I mean, how disturbing would it be if I showed you this bulletin board and it was just all motivational post-it notes? How much worse would it be where it's like the sun comes out tomorrow? We'd be like, we have to find her.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad. And they're color coded too. It doesn't look like they are related by color coding, but I like that there are. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I know it's, I would say, you know, like we asked to be in your personal space, but you did show us it before we asked. So thank you so much for joining. Are you in LA?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
That's the right. That's the right. Yeah. I'm in LA for sure. What part of town are you in, by the way?
I'm at Cypress Park, which is like, nobody knows what that is, but it's really close to Dodger Stadium. But I am going to be in New York in June, so I'm very excited for that.
Oh, cool. So, and you do that a lot, right? Because I know you kind of like, you'll go to like a city and you'll hang out there for a while. Is that something you normally do in your career?
Well, it depends on what's going on. Like, I mean, New York spoils you with like club spots, especially if you've been there as long as I've been there. So whenever I have just had time to like work on material and I wasn't like in a writer's room, I would just pop over to New York. And like during the pandemic, LA has been like, I mean, LA's always atrocious with stage time. Like it's also been really bad, even with like socially distanced outdoor shows. There's just more of them in like San Francisco and San Diego. So
Right.
yeah, I was just, and because of the pandemic, I do have a writing gig, but it's mostly remote. So it's like, yeah, I'll just go up to San Francisco or San Diego and like do some shows in a parking lot and then
That's actually where I saw you last, was in a parking lot. That's crazy. Is it, you know, if somebody asked us what we were going to do when we were kids, like one day I will be at parking lots throughout the week.
Dude, if I could find 17-year-old me, that's when I started comedy. I'd be like, listen to your parents. Become a doctor.
I'm glad you said listen here, because that was about to sound really creepy. If I could find 17-year-old me, like, don't say it, don't do that. So that, yeah. So what did you want to be when you were a kid? Did you know you were, you know, funny and wanted to be an entertainer?
No, I was never funny. I mean that like dead serious. When I was a kid, I was not funny. I'll explain that. But like when I was really little, I wanted to be Mia Hamm. I don't know if anyone remembers that soccer player from like the 90s, but oh, I f***ing loved her. And I loved her in those Gatorade commercials with Michael Jordan. I was like, yeah, we can do anything boys could do. Like oh, and then genetics kicked in. And it was like, nope. Sorry, you're not making the soccer team. I was like, God damn it. I'm like, I had a whole real life training montage and everything. It didn't happen. So that was the first goal. And then the second thing is I actually did like physics and bioengineering, but like I think I was too messed up socially to pick a stable career. And like in high school, that's when I discovered stand-up comedy. Every Indian kid was obsessed with this guy named Russell Peters. So I was like, oh, if I could be like Russell, I'll have Indian friends. All the Indians hated me. I was like, so I didn't know about our culture, which, by the way, I feel so betrayed about that because all the Indian kids went to temple and they all got schooled. Meanwhile, I used to love going to temple, but everyone made fun of me for being a nerd. And I was like, oh, this isn't cool. So I stopped going, also because soccer practice was the same time as temple. So I stopped going. And then I met these motherfuckers again in high school and they're like, you don't know our culture? I was like, what? I was supposed to do, you told me not to do that. I was so mad. It's like being peer pressured to smoke cigarettes and then 5 years later everyone being like, ew, your breath smells. It's like, what the fuck did you expect?
Yeah, that's like super high expectations coming from kids, you know.
I know. Oh my God, they were the worst. They're like, you don't know what state the Taj Mahal is in? I was like, I don't know what state I'm in. This is public school.
So you grew up in Chicago, right?
Yeah, suburbs.
So there were Indian people in your community, but you didn't feel like you fit in, identified. I mean, you went to temple.
Well, the first neighborhood we were in was like very white, and then we moved to a bigger neighborhood so we could go to the better high school, and that had like a good amount of Indian people in it. It's like, yeah, the suburbs have like Indians, but like we're in pockets. Like you have to seek it out, you know?
Yeah. That's crazy. I've never asked anybody like, what was your, like, why did you start comedy? And you're like, to win the approval of other Indian people in my community.
I really did, just not my parents.
Yeah, I mean, I got every brown person, every brown comic, you have to ask, how do your parents feel about what you do?
Dude, like I'm so jealous when they're supportive. There's a comic named Casey Aurora. I'm sure you know Casey in New York. And his mom like comes to his shows and like is supportive and like laughs. And I'm like, you son of a.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
I will say my parents do support too, but they're not here. So how supportive are they? You know? Yeah, but no, I feel for you. So your parents still technically aren't in love with the fact that you do stand up.
No, now they're fine. My mom was just here this last weekend, and like, oh my God, this lady. I've heard multiple moms do this where they just like deny your childhood. It's like we just lived two different experiences. She was literally like, my boyfriend was cooking and she was standing across from him, and she's like, I always supported her. And then my boyfriend looked at me and I was like, don't engage. I was like, just don't, just let it go. Literally live that lie. I was like, what? I was like, lady, you called me crying like every day trying to get me to stop doing comedy and like go to grad school. I'm like, you're out of your mind. Technically, yes, she did give me her car in college so I could drive to gigs, but that was because I was what's it called? Where you take rides with strangers. Why am I forgetting this word?
Hitchhiking.
Thank you. There we go.
I thought you were going to say because I was legally blind, no license. I was like, okay.
No, I was like, I would like kind of know people at bars, and they'll be like, yeah, we'll give you a ride back to campus. And my mom was like, you're gonna get murdered. Are you out of your mind? And so she let me take her Toyota to college the next year. So technically she supported me in that she didn't want me to get axe murdered, which yeah, she was right. To this day, I'm shocked I didn't die in college. Like, it was insane.
Wow, that's
just
great.
running around Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I've never heard a story of somebody hitchhiking to their first gigs.
I wasn't like standing on the side of the road, but it's like I would go with like, people I kind of knew,
Sure. Would you do like Craigslist ride shares?
Yeah, before Uber, these spoiled Uber kids.
Survey. I wanted to get the Jack burgers.
Yeah, get the Jack burgers. Sorry, Subha, can you hold on a second? The Jack burgers, I highly recommend them, but make sure you fill out the survey first, like you said. So I'm sorry about that.
What survey gives you free Jack burgers? That's a good survey.
Put the survey in the chat.
Right? Yeah. Normally it's a chance to win 2,000 Kohl's bucks at a Kohl's location that closed 5 years ago. To get actual food for a survey? Holy shit.
So I know you're saying it took a while for your mom to like approve your career, but I look at your career. You're someone who has it made, in my opinion. You have a job. You've had steady writing work for many years. You've been a writer on shows for like what, the past like 5-6 years straight, or like how many?
Yeah, more than that almost. Probably somewhere around 8, if not more.
Amazing. That's awesome. So you obviously figured it out. You obviously figured it out quickly, because a lot of comics, they kind of struggle with like how to get a job, but you must figure it out. Put together a writing packet, put your stuff out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I had it figured out. I think like people kind of start with a natural inclination towards one thing or another, because it's really hard to make money purely doing stand-up. Right. So like some people are like better performers, or some people are better writers, and I was a stronger writer, and like my performing is caught up now. So naturally my manager was like, oh, why don't you write a lot of jokes, you should be submitting to late night shows. And then I started taking classes at UCB and like investing in that side of myself. And then through doing packet, I eventually got jobs. So it kind of happened organically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's definitely makes sense. And you've done Comedy Knockout, True TV, Jim Jeffries show,
Like, what was your favorite writing gig that you've done so far?
Honestly, I think, and this was very random, but I think it was.
All of the showrunners are watching this, by the way.
I honestly think it was a pilot I did that was the most fun because it was just like sketch comedy. And this was 50 Cent actually had a sketch comedy show. And we did the pilot at A&E before BET picked it up for a run. But like just working on the pilot with really funny comedians and writing fun sketches was like awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know? And there was like not a lot of pressure or like notes or whatever that I had to deal with, at least on my level. So, and like everyone was comedians that I knew, so it was really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. And you also have since started. I mean, well, you've been acting. I know you had a role on Westworld, right?
Yeah, yeah, that was random and very fun.
Yeah. What was the role?
Oh, I was just playing like a clerk, business receptionist. So basically the man in black, I'm forgetting what his character name is on the show, but he comes in and he's like, where are the robots? And I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And then he murders somebody in front of me. And then he just goes on about his business looking for more robots. But I was just a receptionist. It was funny though, because I didn't think I was going to get it. And I like filmed it Friday and I had to do it on my lunch break at Jim Jeffries' show. So like Jim's assistant helped me film it, which was really dope. So we filmed it, submitted it. I was like, that accent was way off. And then they were like, we booked you. And I was like, it's white people casting this because that was an accent from nowhere. And I got the job and I was like, what the like, it was really fun. It was really fun. And like, yeah, I had to like call, I mean, I don't think they care even if they found out, but yeah, I just called out of work with a migraine and then showed up halfway through with like professional makeup and just didn't explain it. I was like, it's fine.
See, that's where like cultural ignorance and racism pays off. Like they can't go in an accent, so you don't have to do the best one you can. That's awesome. That's awesome. Congrats on that. And you have something else coming out. You have something. It's called Plan B.
Oh yeah, I didn't act on that. That I was writing in. I mean, technically, there's a picture of me that's an Easter egg, which is really funny. Just like this pharmacist shows a picture of his like horribly nerdy daughter, and that's me. And I have like braids and like a retainer and glasses. Awesome. Yeah, but I ended up writing on that randomly. Like I had a pitch meeting with this production company, or a general meeting. I was trying to make it a pitch meeting. He was like, we don't want your scripts. But they liked me. And then when they were working on this movie, I think they wanted an Indian writer because the main character is like an Indian woman. So he's like, oh yeah. And then called me in, and then I got to do polish and punch up on that script. So it was really fun. It was cool. It's like cool to like see the shit you wrote like in a Hulu movie. It's like, oh wow, that joke made it in, you know? It's
Did it already
weird.
come out, or is it still on its way
No,
out?
it's coming out May 28th.
Awesome. Everybody look out for that, Plan B on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
And you were featured in Forbes. So everybody wants to know, how rich are you?
Not rich at all. I think it was their like under 30 section when I was under 30, and then they were like, but it's not 30 under 30. This is an unlimited under 30 section, so it's a little less prestigious, just to be clear.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Was that something you could like show mom and be like, that's really, hey, look, check out my Forbes, like,
I don't think I sent it to her. I mean, my mom gets mad because she's like, I find out what you're doing through my friends because they're like, oh, congratulations. And she's like, what the are you talking about? I don't tell her jack because like, I know it's only a matter of time before she disapproves of something where it's like, I didn't get the role, but I was up for some like new Mindy Kaling HBO thing. And they were like, you have to be okay with partial nudity. And I was like, all right, I don't give a But it's like, if I got that role, I would not tell my parents. I would wait. I would let somebody else tell them. I'm like, I'm not saying.
And so you're currently living in LA, and you said you're going to do a month in New York this year. And I understand you have a dramatic cat Is that true?
I do. I have very dramatic cats. Actually, there's one right here. She's not gonna like it. Come here. Hi, baby. Oh, here she is. This is Ursula. She was like kick flipping off of the desk. She's like, put me down. Yeah, no, both of my cats are very, very, very dramatic.
You have two dramatic cats. I see.
Mm.
Well, so as a cat, I'm a cat lover too. We have a special game that we're gonna play. Seeing that you're a cat lover. You down to play a game?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, everybody, welcome our resident game host, Julia. Please clap. Hey.
Sorry. My cat is here, Kitten, to help with the game. And it's kind of like Jeopardy, where we ask you questions and you and Sammy will be competing to see who wins. There's no prize except the joy of winning. So.
Oh, wow.
These are our categories: cats who have made history, catchphrases, cat burglars and crime, famous cats, and cinema cats. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna do famous cats for 200.
Stand-up comedian and Friday After Next actor.
Oh, I don't know how to play. I'm stupid.
It's like Jeopardy.
Yeah,
Right.
I think we have to buzz in, right? How does that work?
Are we buzzing, or is it does she get it because she asked?
Oh, yeah, you should do, maybe we should do the buzzing.
Should we just say meow?
Yeah, you can say meow.
I think we were both gonna answer at the same time. I think we both know who it is. Meow.
Who do you think it is?
Cat Williams.
Correct.
All right, so I don't think that one should count because we didn't know how to play the game yet. All right, Subha, you can go again. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. Let's do famous cats for 300.
Two Broke Girls and Thor.
Meow. Who is Kat Dennings?
Correct.
Yeah!
I'm gonna go with cat burglars and crimes for 500.
Chrysanthemum the cat started her crime life by stealing small items such as socks, but then moved up to identity theft when she stole a what? A, green card, B, wallet, C, passport.
Meow. I'm gonna go with B, wallet.
Whoa.
All right.
Is this a real cat? Who is this cat?
We researched and based it all on real cats.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm going to go with, I want to know more about these criminal cats. I'm going to do cat burglars and crimes for 200.
True or false? Tinker the cat was caught as an accomplice to the murder of David Guy because DNA tests confirmed cat hair was on the victim.
Meow. Okay, I'm gonna say true. Whoa.
Wow. Whoa. I'm gonna go with cats who have made history for 500.
A polydactyl, a type of cat, was loved by Ernest Hemingway. True or false?
Meow. False. Polydactyl is no cat name, man. Come on.
What is that?
It's
I've never.
The cat with thumbs. And
wait, what?
There's some cats that have like extra digits or thumbs.
No, you can't give cats thumbs. They're chaos monsters.
And
Ernest turn a doorknob.
Ernest Hemingway loved that particular type of cat, and there's a museum of where he used to live with like 60 cats there.
Oh my God. I don't even think Ernest Hemingway committed suicide. Now that I know cats have thumbs, I think one of them shot him.
He was choked. He was definitely choked out by a cat.
I'll do cat phrases for 300.
When you don't know what to say, what do you say? Or what's another way?
Oh, meow. Cat's got your tongue?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know they do negative points in Jeopardy. Oh. All right, I'm going to do catechism for 500.
Harry Chapin's hit 70s song chronicles the story of a father who doesn't have time to spend with his son.
Meow. Cat's cradle?
Close.
Cat's in the cradle. Oh!
I don't know.
I think we should give it to you.
I don't know. I mean, in the cradle, she was saying it was the cradle. I don't know. Big difference being in the cradle and actually being cradled.
That is no, see, the cat is the cradle. You put the baby on top of the cat.
Oh, Subha, it's your turn.
No, I think it's. Oh no, it is my turn. Okay, let's do cinema cats for 300.
Sorry, my cat is stepping on the keyboard. This cat has been to space with his owner, Dr. Evil.
Ooh. Meow. I'm gonna say who is this is probably wrong. Mr. Whiskers?
Mr. Bigglesworth.
Mr. Bigglesworth!
Oh. Go with Cinema Cats for 500.
This cat hates Monday but loves lasagna.
You don't know?
I'm
Meow. Who is Garfield?
Correct.
Oh, yeah, Garfield loves lasagna.
Hates Mondays.
I didn't know he hated Mondays. Everybody hates Mondays. Why is that? Why was that even? Who wrote this game?
It might have been a combination of people.
We're about to have another Ellen situation after this show. All right, you're next.
I'll do cats who have made history for 400.
Was the oldest cat to ever live younger or older than you? Oh.
Ooh. Meow.
How old are you, Sammy?
Oh, I thought you already knew.
No.
So it is dependent on how old.
Yeah, I guess it varies.
Okay, I'm 37 years old.
So do you think it's older or younger than you?
Older.
No.
Oh, yes! Yes.
Holy 38? That's crazy.
Yeah, so if anybody ever
Cats
is like,
live to like 15.
yeah, you're old. I'm like, nah, there was a cat older than me, bruh. Okay, Katacha phrases for 400.
What's another way to say?
Meow, it's raining cats and dogs! Points!
You're up to 300. You still have a chance, I think.
Oh, God.
I'll do cat phrases for 200.
Many cats have fallen over 32 stories high and have survived with minimal injuries. Why is this?
Meow. Because cats always land on their feet.
Correct.
Oh, sorry.
That's such a lie, by the way. Cats don't always land on their feet.
They didn't always land on their feet. That's so.
I think it's your turn, Sammy.
Oh,
no, it's
okay.
yours.
I'm going to go with famous cats for 500.
Known as Yosef Islam.
Yo! Cat Stevens. Happy Eid Mubarak, everybody.
I'll do I'll do famous cats for 400.
Original Hollywood leading lady died in 2003.
Meow. Katharine Hepburn.
Correct.
Ah!
Do I get points for doing the pun with the name too? Okay. Let's go with Cinema Cats for 400.
Antonio Banderas
Meow.
voices this cat.
Puss in Boots.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Cat burglars and crimes for 400.
A cat in Brazil was detained in 2013 because it was assisting a burglary, prison break, or murder.
I don't know. What happens if neither of us does anything? Does one of us have to do something?
Yeah, what happens if neither of us?
Maybe we'll have both of you go, and then based on your answer, you win or lose points.
So we have, basically we both have to do it.
I guess be prison break.
Sammy.
I'm gonna go with burglary. Oh, come on. Come on. He was in Forbes.
That's hilarious.
All right.
I love that Shawshank cat just slowly clawing through the walls.
All right. Your turn, right?
Yeah, I'll do cat phrases for 100.
Being nosy about other people's lives may get you into trouble.
Yeah. Meow. Curiosity killed the cat. Like how it was the easiest one, and we're both like dribble.
I know. No, I was just gonna say it's like write your name for the SATs and then spelling it wrong.
I'm gonna go with cats who made history for 300.
Featured on the Rachel Maddow show, Limberbutt McCubbins ran for what political position in 2016?
Wow, I can't believe I don't know this. Limberbutt McCubbins? Was that real? No way.
Meow. I'm gonna say Meow. Oh, come on. Come on. A cat's not fit to be president.
I'll do famous cats for 100.
Schitt's Creek, SC.
Bingo. That's right. And throw some FYDDs into the chat to really drive it home. Or
Oh, what's that?
Yep.
I know the lady. Oh, she's she plays Moira. What's the is her name? Oh my god. That's gonna drive me insane. Oh, I saw it in the chat. I don't think I can but yeah, that's it.
He's in the chat. It wouldn't be fair if either of us answered.
I know. I was like, but yeah, it is Catherine O'Hara. I was like, oh, what's her name? Okay. She's a legend. Thank you for saving us from that, because we would have just sat there like, Catherine Johnson?
Whose turn is it?
Your turn.
Cat burglars and crimes for 300.
If you die at home alone, what organ does your cat feast on first?
Oh, come on.
Ew. Probably meow. I'll just guess. I think your eyes.
Your eyeballs, but
Oh,
only after it
my
eats
God.
your lips and eyelids first.
Ugh. No vomit. That's so gross.
All right. Well, I've already lost.
We can declare a winner.
Who is it?
Cuba.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Congratulations to our champion, everybody. Subha for killing it with the cat. And again, the prize is just the joy of winning, right? So go ahead and bask in it. Yeah, so Subha, where can we find you or, check you out?
I'm on Instagram at SUBHAHA. I'm also on Twitter, just my first name at Subha, SUBHAH.
Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us today.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. And everybody, check her out on Instagram. And just remember, this too shall pass. So thanks again for tuning in. I'll catch you in another parking lot real soon. All right. See you later, Subha. Give it up for Subha, everybody. We have an amazing musical guest for you today. She was actually scheduled to perform for us a few weeks ago, and she got some kind of injury. I don't want to tell the story for her, but she's here today, fully functional, ready to rock it out. Everybody get up for Abby Posner!
All right, what's up? Yes, I actually ended up smashing my finger in a door, and no one told me that when you smash your finger in a door, it will never be the same ever again. This is like 2 months.
Wow.
Of that happened. I mean, I can play now, but I wasn't able to play guitar for like a month. So, hey guys, thanks for having me. I'm the musical guest. I'm here to make you either cry with my sad folk songs or dance around. I think I'll make you guys dance, so I'm going to get some reverb on my voice. Are you guys good? You guys partying? Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo!
Yes. Thank you.
Woo, 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 woo!
All right. I'm gonna clap for myself. just because everyone said to clap for yourself. So now maybe I'll make you guys cry. I like to go up and then go super down. That's what I like to do, just like drop you right down there. This is a song I wrote during the pandemic about feeling down. I'm sure we all had those days when we woke up just in a real hell of a funk, because it was a year, right? It was a year. And this was a song I wrote just about kind of allowing myself to feel and accepting it and kind of having a cup of tea with it. Maybe you guys can relate. It's called Low, Low, Low.
Something in my head's got me going. Well, I don't wanna get high anyway. Been living in the clouds for too long, when life as we know is on hold, and all that we have is time. Low, 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 low is feeling mighty fine. I don't wanna get right with God, 'cause I don't even know who that is. Please don't make me write another song. I just wanna feel like this, wrapped in the quiet alone, with days stretching by so long. And low, 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 low is where I belong. Let the ocean pull me in. Let the ground crack wide open. Let the world hit the brakes and watch it all end. Let the world hit the brakes and start over again. I don't feel right today. Something in my head's got me going. I don't feel right today. Been living in the clouds, living in the clouds, living in the clouds.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much, Sammy and KO Comedy, for having me. This is awesome.
Thank you so much. One more hand for Abby Posner, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Check her out on the socials. We can put those in the chat as well. What a show, everybody. Thanks so much for joining today. I'm now on this side of the screen and planning on staying here. I really just don't feel like centering myself. Okay, no, I'll just do it. No, I'm sorry, the chair. This is about as far as I'm going to go, folks. I'm not going to go any further into the middle of the screen. We've had a fantastic show. We appreciate all of you joining. One more hand for our guests, everybody. Subha and Abby and Nico, our warm-up act. And thanks so much. And everybody just continue to stay in the Zoom and, drink and smoke and, whatever recreational or non-recreational drugs that you do. Or non-drugs or lack of drugs. Or if you have something against drugs, let us know. Speak out. Speak out against drugs while other people do them. Let's do that. Let's cue that music.